see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning. It's Monday, December 2nd, 2024, and welcome to episode 815 of the Lost Project Morning Show, where the coffee's strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything's always filter-free. I'm Brian, your host, and today I'm enjoying a Silver Bullet blend from foodforestfarms.com, where you can get 10% off with discount code LOTS10, LOTS10 for 10% off some of the best coffee you're going to get at the best price for sure that you can find, plus take an additional 10% off. And if you want a super special deal on this fantastic coffee, head on over today and pick up a year of C4 Club membership for the price of 10 months. That deal expires here pretty close to 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, it'll be done, and you'll have to wait a whole another year. So if you want to save big, head on over to Food Forest Farms today. Sign up for 1 year of the C4 Club. You won't regret it. Today, I'm going to be chatting about a little bit of a weekend injury, a new TV, actually 2 new shows we picked up on Prime and we're watching, and a big change coming to the show starting today, I guess. Today will be the day. Finally decided what I want to do going forward. I'll lay out some of the reasons why and what the plan is before we're done today. So, thanks for joining. Let's head on over into the live chat. See who's hanging out, and we'll go from there. Good morning, John Palmer. Good morning and good day to you, sir. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and a nice weekend. Rewilder Life, good morning. I saw pictures of you. You definitely had a ton of people over and a great time on Thanksgiving. It's Monday, guys. It is Monday. It was... I guess last time I talked to you guys was Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and it's been an interesting weekend for sure. Got a bunch of stuff done, and also got put on the sideline a little bit. So we'll talk about that. Yeah, let's start with that. What happened this weekend? Corey and I went out to the property. Let's see. Starting Thanksgiving Day, we went out to go for a walk, take a poke around and look at the path that I thought, as all the foliage dropped out, as all the foliage is dropping out here in Tennessee, you can see the land a lot better. During the summer, we have a lot of a ton of growth out there. It's all overgrown. It's blackberries, it's foliage, and you can't really see how steep anything is or kind of how the land lays. So when this time of year comes around and all the green starts dropping off. Good morning, Canadian Farmstead. Thanks for stopping in while you're driving. As the green starts dropping off and you can see the ground a little bit. Good morning, Pip. How we doing? Morning, humans installing new tires on an uncle's Tacoma today. I feel dirty driving a Toyota. I mean, a little dirty. So as you're Wilder Life says, oh, our land is the same. Always like, oh, look. Yeah. So we figured after I went to the builder and they were like, yeah, you should probably use 6x6s. And I'm looking at, 16 to 18 foot, 6 to 18 foot, or 16 to 18 foot 6x6s are kind of heavy. So I started to try to figure out a direct path up to our build site, whether that be pull them up with a winch, pull them up with a skid steer or a truck or whatever it turned out to be, looking for a more direct path up the hill. When we had kind of explored the looking at a driveway location, the looking at the driveway location, it looked very steep as we walked down the hill. wanted to explore a little more, and I did. One day when I was out there, I think I was getting firewood or something, and I kind of walked over there. I didn't have any tools with me. I didn't have a machete with me, and I kind of pushed my way through some blackberries, and I found kind of a ridge line, and I definitely know where we walked down to look for the driveway before, and the drop off that we got to, and we're like, oh yeah, there's no way this is happening. But if we had moved maybe, man, it was probably 30-40 feet to one side, um, there was kind of a ridge line cut in there, and I saw that. I walked down a little further. I got part of the way to the road, about halfway from our site to the road, and I stopped because it was just so thick with blackberries. I couldn't keep going without any way to cut my way out. And so Corey, I told Corey I wanted to come back out and kind of chop a walking path through. You still really couldn't see the lay of the land exactly, with a bunch of deadfall kind of across the way, a bunch of blackberry patches, and as you looked at it, it's kind of steep, but as you look at it, you can't tell if it's just straight up or if it kind of goes in almost like terraces and tiers up the hill. And so we decided to go out on Thursday and kind of walk it and see what we were looking at. We needed to pick up the batteries that were out at Tim's, the lithium batteries that we didn't want to freeze, because we were going to end up going significantly below freezing overnight on several nights, and again last night. So we didn't want those batteries sitting out there. So we are going to go out and grab those, bring them back, put them in the camper, keep them warm. And so while we were out there, we started to make we walked around a little bit. We didn't take a whole lot of time. We walked up to the top. We kind of poked down the hill a little bit, saw what we were looking at, saw if it was even feasible. And we really came to the conclusion that it wasn't horribly steep in the direction that we wanted to go. And so we didn't spend a whole lot of time out there on Thanksgiving. We wanted to come home and kind of relax. It was Corey's vacation. And so we came home, we cut a little bit in, and then we spent Friday home, hanging out. We watched a couple of shows over the long weekend. I'll talk about that in a little while. But we decided to go back out on Saturday and cut a solid walking path from the bottom to the top and start clearing at least a width wide enough to walk up and down. So if I want the guy that works with the builder, the builder, the guy that works with the metal people, the builder that usually offloads the materials and installs stuff, I wouldn't mind him coming out and deciding if he could run up this chute with a skid steer when they bring the trailer of material out, or if I'm going to be bringing a trailer out, I wanted to be able to walk up and down it, decide if I could get up it with a skid steer, or possibly in the end up with a driveway there. And so we went out on Saturday. As we were driving back on the easement road, we crested the first hill, and lo and behold, there's a skid steer in the road, totally knocking out the road. The road was completely plowed in. What it turned out was one of the guys that lives on the road, who's been fixing the road and doing a fantastic job at it, had decided that he wanted the road to not be quite as up and down hills and valleys. And so basically he was cutting the tops of the peaks off and pushing them into the valleys and making it a lot better grade. His intention is to be able to get his camper back there, and which would make getting trailers back there and all sorts of different stuff a hell of a lot easier. But I said, hey, we're going to go back there and cut a walking path in. And when we're done, or when you're done, would you swing back? And I'm interested in getting a price on throwing a driveway in. Rewiler Life says looks like she wants a skid steer for Christmas. Yeah, I started looking at renting them. I'm like, holy shit, I might as well buy one. But anyway, I asked him to come back and take a look. We went back and we chopped a walking path from the top to the bottom. We made it through. We looked at it. It doesn't necessarily look any steeper than any of the steeper hills on the easement road. We also are kind of in line with the property across the easement road, and he's already cut. And that gentleman that has the skid steer owns the one across. He owns a bunch of the properties out there, but the one directly across from where we were at, and he has cut a path kind of straight up the hill too, almost exactly in line with where we were looking. And I'm wondering if it was actually the old logging access before the easement road was in there going say east and west. This was the logging access going north and south. It's almost perpendicular to the easement road. It follows a swath cut out in the trees that almost looks like a high line, an area where it was cleared out a specific width. It looks like a road, but it's just been overgrown. So we're hoping that that underneath it might be a little solid if it had a lot of equipment driven on it, or if they prepared that road. We'll see. He didn't make it back in time for us to leave, so I'm waiting on him to go back and take a look. But I'm pretty sure in the end, no matter what, if it comes to renting a skid steer and dragging the stuff up the hill, I could do that. I was comfortable, especially one with tracks. I would be comfortable moving material up that grade. So in the end, at least I feel like we'll end up being able to get our material up there. Another guy has access to a forestry mulcher, and he's been coming out there and doing some work. So that would make quick work of all the brush and everything in that path. So working on talking about that. And then if we can get a driveway up to that area, probably end up getting a quote for at least getting the posts, trusses, and roof set on the barn we're building. So yeah, big progress. Access is one thing, especially when they really determined that he felt that, especially with the wanting to put solar panels on the roof, that we were going to go with the 6x6s, and that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight. That's a long, big ass piece of lumber that I didn't feel like engineering through the woods. Now, at a minimum, we could use a winch, more than likely a skid steer, and possibly even drive in to the site, which would be cool. So that was big progress. One big bad thing that happened while we were out there, we were walking, kind of marking trees so we could see the edges excuse me, edges of the swath we wanted to go up and down. And I was up on a log marking it as high as I could, and I slipped. I slipped and fell directly down, landed on my feet, didn't hit the ground or anything, kind of just slipped off both sides of the log, and poof. And when I hit the ground, it was snap, crackle, pop, big old pop in one knee, which was not very pleasant. I've gone through multiple knee injuries in my life, and it's never good when you hear pop. But I stood for a second. I kind of moved it around. I was still able to put weight on it. I was still able to work. This was actually at the beginning of our work day. Climbed around, did the hill, did the clearing. We ended up clearing the path. Got home, and it started to get tighter and tighter and tighter. I've been applying some herbal salve to it, let's say a couple times a day, and letting it rest. It's sore. It's not really the range of motion. The range of motion is not the greatest. Going up and down the stairs into the camper is a challenge, to say the least. But working at it, I don't think it is. I wouldn't say, if I had to say right now. So that happened on Saturday. So Saturday night, all day yesterday, and into the morning today. I wouldn't say that it's probably anything is torn. I don't think. I think it was probably a strain, an overextension, a sprain, something to that effect. I think that I should be able to heal up with time and taking it easy on it, and using some healing, some natural healing. But I am not resigned if it doesn't come around in a reasonable amount of time. Obviously, I have to go to the doc and get it looked at. But I'm hoping to avoid that. The fact that I was able to work the rest of the day. John Palmer says comfrey. Yeah, it's comfrey and amongst other things. Yeah, it's heavy applications for sure, and then heat to drive it in. It seems to be working, but the fact that I was able to continue to work, the fact that I can put weight on it, it's uncomfortable, but it's not like going through this many times before with both legs. I have some experience as to the severity of the injuries, and I don't feel that it's I don't think that it's really that serious. Hopefully. Hopefully. If it is, I'm going to be really happy that we have that road up to the top. But yeah, it was like an oh shit. Canadian Farmstead said, "Didn't Tim have you sign a liability waiver?" I didn't do it on Tim's property. Friends don't sue friends. We're good. I'm responsible for my own shitty grip on the log I was standing on, so not too concerned about that. But we're good. Should be good. Gonna take it easy. Take it easy for a couple days. Rather Life says lots of collagen rich broth with vitamin C. That's good. I didn't think of that. The red light I was contemplating for sure. I don't have any red light therapy stuff here. I'd have to pick it up. I'm not sure if that's available off the shelf. What kind of red light I need in that. I've never really looked into it, but definitely I'm not sure how it. Other Life had said red light, Epsom soaks, and comfrey. Not really sure how I would soak it in Epsom salts. I don't have a bathtub. I do have a bathtub, but I don't fit in the bathtub, especially with my legs put out straight. Is that something that you could soak, like do a wrap? Would the Epsom salts transfer into a cloth wrap? If you did like an Epsom salt mixture and then soaked towels or bandages in it, wrapped it, and then wrapped it inside something else, would that drive the salts in? I don't know. I definitely don't have any way to submerge the lower half of my body with my legs straight. And at this point, yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting. That would be interesting for sure. I'll look into the red light. Says it feels amazing. Chicken lights aren't quite the same, but similar. Oh, garbage can. I suppose I could stand in a garbage can. Corey, what do you think about me standing in a garbage can? I didn't think of that. That's a solid idea. I could do a cold soak too, and cold soak. Magnesium oil. Would the magnesium body butter? Would the magnesium body butter be beneficial. Interesting. John Palmer says a bar stool or a chair in the can. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking like the like 55-gallon Rubbermaid, but we do have metal garbage cans and whatnot at the cabin. So if it gets to that point, I'm thinking with the comfrey salve, the comfrey salve I have, and some other things I'm hoping to see improvement. Like I said, it happened Saturday, and then I worked on it all like for another 4 hours or more, and walked out through life with more education. Thank you, appreciate that. She says Epsom salts are magnesium sulfate. So so direct application of the magnesium body butter should work, huh? I guess that would be similar, but it's been less than 48 hours, so I've been happy with the improvement of how it's felt. Saturday night, by the time I was going to bed, it was getting kind of stiff and rickety. Yesterday morning, it felt a little better. It felt a little looser, to where I could move it a little easier. It didn't swell up, which was always one sign that it was pretty significant. Was I would have significant swelling. It hasn't seemed to swell up. So I don't know. We'll see. It was quite a pop. It was quite a pop, but you can crack your knuckles, and you can pop your shoulder, and you can do all sorts of, you can make a lot of weird noises with your body that don't necessarily mean that you did damage. So we will see. Hopefully it was a hyperextension, a strain, sprain, or something of the sort, and it will sort itself out. Today, Corey and I are planning on going out to the metal people, and just definitely getting eyes on metal color, getting eyes on the actual colors. Their website is dated for sure, to say the least, and there's just little color blotches on the page, and from what I understand, they're not quite accurate. So we're gonna head out, and hopefully they have the actual hard samples there. Pretty sure I saw a whole board of them when I was out there before, and then Corey's going to pick what color side she wants, and I feel like we're gonna go with the Galvalume silver for the roof. It's significantly enough cheaper, and the fact that we don't need a colored roof because it is the roof. But picking side colors with actually getting them on, there's no way in hell I would make that decision on the colors, because I can't see colors regardless. So yeah, we're gonna make a trip over there, and then at that point, everything with the builder could be done through phone or email. I have a couple other questions I want to ask them that could be asked through email, but while we're there, I'll ask them about some post placement and things like that. But yeah, moving along with that project for sure. Excited. It's exciting to get to that point for sure. So yeah, we'll roll on. You guys want to talk about the show changes, or you want to talk about TV first? TV's first on the list. We'll talk about that. We found a couple of new TV series. One we've already finished. It was 3 seasons of like 8 episodes. They're shorter episodes, and I was laid up, and we had Thanksgiving and a lot of just hanging out time. Good morning, Cormac. How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. And so we were looking for something to watch. Highway Through Hell was over. Got through all of that. I don't know what else we finished. We were just looking for something different, and so we were looking at the TV shows that were listed on Prime, and we Corey and I started putting them both on watch lists, or on the same watch list but separately. And the first one we came up with was the Ultimate Cowboy Challenge. And we're like, okay, well, we'll watch an episode or two of these and see how they are, and then either move on or continue to watch it when we want to sit down and relax. And the show was actually pretty good. It was actually really interesting. Like I said, it was 3 seasons. I don't know if it's still on or not, or they canceled it. But basically, Trace Atkins, the country singer, was the host of this show where they got cowboys together and they did cowboy things. They had contests. They had eliminations, they had challenges, they had all sorts of stuff, and it was all related to ranching and cowboying. And it was good. It was good. I enjoyed the show. If it had been more seasons, we would have kept watching it for sure. Learned a bunch, and definitely intrigued, and very, very impressed by the skill these folks had. Bless you, dear. And it's almost like when, bless you again. It's almost like when I was doing goose and duck hunting. The thing that intrigued me the most, I think, about the show is the interaction and the behavior with the animals. Are you okay back there? The interaction and the behavior of the animals. So the way the horses and the cows responded to each other. The way the cowboy could manipulate the cows by doing different things naturally. To be able to handle an animal that large merely by suggestion, by movement, and yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I would watch it again. Let's say I would watch it again. The manipulation of the animals was fascinating to me. The people I could really give it 2 shits about. They were what they were. The show quickly devolved into the typical the reality show. My theory held true. My 3-season theory held true. The first season was fantastic. It was all about the actual skill. It was all about the actual competition. It was all about what they were doing. And by the third one, it was the people trying to be personalities and trying to play the game and all of that. But it was good. It even when it got to that with the people, the skills and the skill level was still high enough to outweigh that. And that's where I go to, even as we watch like super old episodes of Hell's Kitchen and things like that. It's like, at least I can just focus, like tune out the people and listen and watch the skills. And so yeah, Ultimate Cowboy Challenge now on Amazon Prime if you want to watch that. And then the other show we decided to watch, and we're still in season 1 of this one. I haven't decided how much I like it. It's decent, but it's the American Psychic Challenge. And the premise of this one is they're challenging psychics to show their skills, I guess you would say. So they they'll take them to buildings and ask them what happened. They ask them, they'll take them to, like, one episode, I think they put a guy in the trunk of a car in a car dealership and asked them to find which car the guy was in. They put a guy in a room in a old closed down hospital, and they asked them to find what room he was in. Things like that, to explain what happened at a crime scene that they didn't know anything about, and things like that. It was Canadian Pharmacist says, and yet none of them could predict that the show is going to get canceled. I think it's still on. It started in 2007. I think it's still on. Just so you know, it was funny though. I was like, how do they not know the winner? Like, how do they not know who's going to win? But some of them, like, so I've never gone to a fortune teller. I've never had my cards read. I've never blah 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 and all of that. I think it's a lot of reading people more than reading minds or spirits. I think a lot of that is definitely reading people, asking leading questions, watching body reaction. It's 99%. But I don't know. I'm always open to the possibility that there is something going on. And some of these people were pretty spot on, whether that was staged, whether that was not staged. It is not for me to know. It was entertainment. And it's all right. It's all right. They go through several challenges and they accumulate points. It's comedic at some points, and I don't know. It's, if you want to turn your brain off, you definitely don't have to think about it to watch it. Let's just put it that way. So we'll continue to watch that for a while. It was interesting enough, I think, that we'll continue. And I think we got one episode left in the first season. But as far as I can tell, it started in 2007. It actually started before that in England, and has migrated here and started in 2007, and is still going from the Google search I could find. So, American Psychic Challenge. Check it out. Check it out for sure. Had big birthday yesterday. That was another thing that this weekend we celebrated. The twins turned 4. Norman and Clyde had their 4th birthday yesterday. We didn't get them until the end of January that year, but I guess the following year. But yeah, 4 years old. Our boys are. We posted a little video in the Telegram chat of that Corey put together with some puppy pictures and some pictures as they've been growing up, and then some current stuff. And yeah, they've changed quite a bit. And looking through pictures and seeing Walter was a little tugged at the heartstrings a little bit, because still miss him greatly. But life has definitely been a lot easier without him. Let's say it changed a lot. Loved him to death, and man, he was a beautiful dog, but he was definitely high maintenance for sure. But these other two are chugging along. Best of buddies, always cuddling up and snuggling together. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when we don't have one of them, how the other reacts, because if you could call them a bonded pair, I don't think you could get more bonded than them. Even if they were born in the same litter, they weren't. They were born on the same day, 2 separate litters. But even if they were born in the same litter, I think they're just as close as they would be. So they're definitely a pair. Always missing each other. One goes for a walk, and that's Corey was nice enough yesterday to do all dog chores, because I didn't really want to One, I didn't want to go down our ramp out of the camper with my knee. I wasn't sure how stable going forward on a downward incline would be with the dog pulling. And then just walking and being stable enough if the dog decided to take off, being able to hold my ground and dig my heels in, depending on the situation. So Corey was nice enough to take all dog walk duties yesterday. Did them singly, so she didn't have to take them at the same time and get drugged through somebody's yard. But took them by themselves. And when they would leave, when one would leave with her, the other one would just sit and wait at the window. And I'm pretty sure it was because they missed Corey, but we'll go with the fact that they missed their brother. And yeah, so. That was good. A little birthday. We didn't do any sort of birthday party. We did give them extra love and wish them lots of happy birthdays. So happy birthday, Norman and Clyde. We celebrate their birthdays more than we celebrate our own, really. So the morning show. I struggled greatly with this, with what to do. I put a lot of time. I've been doing the morning show every day, pretty consistently for going on 3 years. Be 3 years in the beginning of January. Every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. It's a lot. I really stepped back and wanted to. I think at this point, I got to a point where I wanted to evaluate where my time was going. We're going to get really busy with building the cabin, with fulfilling obligations at Delinquent Scully, with the Amazon influencer program, with all sorts of things on the table. I had to step back and really evaluate where I was putting time and what was financially helping me, where I was making money, basically. Be more efficient with my time, be more deliberate with my time. In that, I did a lot of calculating how much time I'm spending on things and what return I was getting. Now the show is multi-level. The community we've built, and you guys in the audience right now, I can't thank you guys enough. The community in the Telegram chat, the community that I've met at events like SRF or random stops along our journeys, just to be able to meet community has been phenomenal. And you can't put a price on that. Like, I understand that I can't put a price on that. The affiliate sales and the affiliate sales commissions and things that I've earned through this show, the words have gotten out. I can't add up. I can't directly track any of that. Sponsorship of the show, basically the tangibles that I could directly relate. I break even. I'm not gonna lie. Between podcast hosting fees, StreamYard, and all the rest, money in, money out, I probably break even. If I make anything, it's very insignificant. And with the time allotment, I came up to about 12 to 15 hours a week. So basically donating 12 to 15 hours a week to break even and build community, which is fantastic. But I just, at this point, I don't know if I can allocate 12 to 15 hours a week to break even when I have revenue streams that I could put more time into and get more out of. So with that, I've been bouncing my head off the wall trying to figure out for, I don't know, a month now what I wanted to do. And I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm still going to do the show. It's something I need to do for me. It's something that I need to do because I enjoy the community. I enjoy the building the community. I think I can come up with a better product. I think I can put less time, but more focused time, and put out a better product. So what I've come to the conclusion is I'm going to start doing, and this is temporary. This is something I'm going to try. I'm going to probably try this through the either thinking the beginning or the end of February. But I'm going to go down to once a week. I'm gonna do a show Monday mornings. I'm also going to take a significant amount of time to edit the live show for the audio release. So I'll put out a better audio product. I'll likely end up going longer that one day a week. I'm going to have a show template. I'm going to be filling that out throughout the week. We'll have segments of the show, mostly try to do a monologue part of the segment. So do a topic and then do audience live participation, depending on how much live continues to show up at once a week instead of every day. Anytime I make a significant change, numbers go sideways, either way up or way down, and I don't know what this is going to do. So I'm going to keep plugging along. I'm going to assume that no one's going to show up. But basically, I'm going to go through a bunch of different topics on the one day, and then edit it up and clean it up for the audio release. So basically, we're going to hit on what we're doing, what we did during the week, as far as our progress with the cabin or significant events. I'm still toying with that template, but basically talk about what we've done. Probably do a spot on Bitcoin from the week. I'll probably do a spot on whatever products. I'll probably do a highlighted product or two. I'll talk about what we're watching, whatever anybody sends in. I'll probably have an open I'll probably have an open call for a section, but basically go through, talk about the things, and then hit it with the audience if you guys are here, and then on the back end really listen to it and clean up the audio and put out a better audio product. Rue Life says, all right, who's taking up Brian's slack? Yeah. But then don't worry. I'm going to fill that morning spot. So basically, if you guys don't know, I get up at 5, between 5 and 10 after usually, and spend the first 40 minutes of my day getting around, getting ready for this. I do the show and I work until 8 o'clock. So basically 3 hours every morning. I do this for free. For free. I'm gonna take that time and I'm still gonna work. And I have a list of things I want to accomplish each week in that time. And if I get it done, I'll probably end up doing some other live stuff. I have some things on the list to possibly do depending on when I get through with my task list. But it could be on TikTok, it could be on Amazon Live, it could be right here, but it'll be more impromptu and not scheduled as I get things done. But I'm going to hold myself accountable. I have a list. Actually, I erased it this morning. I was doing a bunch of whiteboard stuff. I have things I need to get accomplished in that 3 hours to make the transition worth it. So I'm not just dumping the show to sleep in. I just have to use the time for something else. So I appreciate everybody that hangs out every morning, and I know your time's not free, and you could be doing a whole bunch of different stuff. So I appreciate everybody that comes out 5 days a week and hangs out for an hour. Canadian Farmer says garbage can knee soak live. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? I've been thinking about doing a quick live with a cup of coffee and a couple readings, whether it's the Daily Stoic or whatever I'm happen to be reading at the time. I definitely that's one thing that goes on the list is a couple minutes to read and contemplate and meditate a little bit on what get read. Enjoy a cup of coffee. Enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning, and pound out a bunch of work. Canadian Farmstead says I need a segment called "Losing My Stoic." I'm doing better. I'm doing better. I I didn't I feel like I handled myself very well when I hurt myself this weekend. Corey might feel different about that, but I feel that I handled it well. It could have been, and it still might be, super damaging to what we're doing. Severe consequences, and I just kind of rolled with it. It was what it was. It happened. It was a random accident. It wasn't I wasn't doing anything that I really necessarily shouldn't have been doing. I was paying attention to what I was doing, and it just happened, and I realized that in a split second. So I feel like it might be helping. I think at some points in my life I would have really lost my shit a lot more than I did, with the potential consequences for what was going on. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. John Palmer says, I'm out of here. Hashtag abandonment. Yeah, I figured all you guys would just split. I didn't know. I don't know. It's 3 years, man. It's a hard decision. You can ask Corey. I've been struggling with it for a long time. And finally, I got to a point where it was juice squeeze. I got to make some money with my time. I got to be more deliberate and more focused. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's like I said, it's the intangibles. The intangibles are the X factor. Pip says, "Funny how the Stoics are just really saying shit happens." Pretty much. Roll with it. Go with it. Hakuna Matata. Is that it? The things that makes the decisions so hard are the intangibles. Are the community building, the relationship building, the laughs, the everything that comes out of this time in the morning, that can't really be quantified. And Mike Somestead says Brian live from the laundromat. I've actually contemplated live from the laundromat. That's it. It's still on my list, so don't be surprised if that pops up. But I don't do laundry in the morning in this time. That's a totally separate time. I was really upset that, like, my most productive time. Corey and I talk about this a lot, and she talked about it with getting a chunk of time in her morning to punch out of work and go for a run, to take dogs for a walk, to be productive, because we're both morning people. We're both productive, most productive in the morning. And the chunk of time, the 3 hours from the time I'm getting up till 8 o'clock when we take our dogs for a walk, I feel super productive in that time. It might change when I have a task list to do and it's not talk live on the internet to a bunch of internet friends. But this is go time for me. This is focus time. This is where I can pound out a bunch of stuff. And if it's consistently every day, which my rest of my day is not, by the time we get back from dog walks, my day goes in 17 directions. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's doing interviews. Fridays, it's going to get laundry or going to get groceries and laundry. Monday and Wednesday, it's going out to the property to work and to film product videos. And then I come home and edit videos, and it's just everywhere. It's all over the place. That first 3 hours in the morning is the same every day. I get up and I'm here to work between 5 and 8. And I feel that that I could be way more productive in that time. So hopefully get up, have a cup of coffee, get a bunch of stuff done, and maybe my timing's all wrong. Maybe my time estimates are wrong. Maybe the things I want to get accomplished end up happening between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I end up doing the show Mondays and Fridays. I don't know. It gets tricky with wanting to go to the cabin, but for right now, with the colder weather, we're probably not going to be going out for the weekend. We'll probably be making day trips. It's just a lot to go out there and spend the weekend when it's super cold. So who knows? Maybe I do it Friday. I don't know. But right now it's going to roll to 1 day a week, and I don't know if the audio will come out that day, or if it will come out that evening or the next morning. I'm not sure. But I really want to take some time and put out a better audio product. I'll probably roll over to season 2 already, season 2 of the show, and do a little branding change. And yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of up in the air. It's really going to present itself as I start to do it. I can plan all I want, and it'll go sideways when I do it. So I usually do a rough guess of what's going to go on and roll with it. So no shows the rest of the week, guys. I'm diving into it. Hopefully this week. Basically, I'm setting myself up to be prepared for the next week. That's my task list. It's having all the prep work for the other podcast done. It's having all my Amazon review videos done. I'm hoping to do 5 of the short quick hitter videos for Amazon and 1 more in-depth review of a product, more lucrative product, more expensive product, and take a bunch of time to get that done. And there's a few other things on the list that I want to get done in that morning time. Basically, it's the admin computer pound it out type of stuff. Pip says get the shit done. Basically, the get the shit done that it's really hard to shift gears and drive down into. It's really hard to go out and work on the property, come home and shift gears and edit video. If I can get up with a cup of coffee and sit down at the computer and knock out 3 hours of computer work every morning and then go do my other shit the rest of the day, we'll see. Real Other Life says same, which is why the podcast is late now. It is, and it's really it's not that I'm not motivated when I get home. Real Other Life says I get it, but let me grieve. Yeah, and who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe the plan is completely bullshit. Maybe I go through this week and I'm completely miserable and it doesn't work out and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to doing every day. It could completely be the case. But at this point, I got to try something because I feel like I'm spinning my wheels on some things that really shouldn't be that hard to accomplish. 3 years, guys. 815 episodes. I got to tell you, the only major breaks I've ever taken were a couple of travel times. a couple of times when we were traveling and when Starlink goes out. That's one thing that I've always tried to be, was consistent with being here, with showing up. So I didn't take this lightly. It's actually been, I said a month. It's probably been more like 6 months that I've been spinning this around in my head. And I've conferred with some folks that I trust and I talk about this stuff with. And one of them, Tim, Toolman Tim, we often contemplate changes with each other. Changes in our content creation, changes in our MO with things, and really just get some feedback, because we both know, as much as we like each other, we're going to be honest with each other. That's probably why we like each other as much as we do. So I can ask Tim a question and get a friend answer, but I can also get an honest, unbiased opinion. And the one thing we always have said to each other is, if you're asking yourself the question, it's probably time to do it. And if you ask yourself more than once, it's definitely time to make a change. You wouldn't be asking yourself if it isn't time to make that change. And I've been asking myself this for a long time, and it's just hard to do. It's hard to pack it away. So we'll see how it goes. But one day a week for the rest of the year, and probably into January, and we'll see how it goes from there. So I appreciate everybody showing up every day. I hope you guys still show up on Mondays. I'm going to do a way better job, I hope, of promoting the episode. I will be able to know more consistently ahead of time what's going to be on the episode and promote it more. So hopefully we can get some more folks showing up in the live audience. It'll be a hybrid for sure of live interaction and monologue. So yeah, we'll see. And hopefully, like I said, I can get my stuff together and I can get my tasks accomplished that I need to in that time period. And who knows, if I can do something else in part of the time and make enough revenue to cover the whole week, that opens up things for me to do. It opens up to come back and do Conspiracy Fridays or who knows what. But can't do 5 days a week anymore. So it is what it is. So we'll keep pounding along. Telegram group hopefully stays active, and yeah, we'll build from here. Anyway, well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm going to put this episode out as is, like the old show, and starting next Monday, we'll have a different format. We'll still have some fun, interact, and go back and forth, and we'll see how she goes. We'll shoot for an hour to 2 hours. Since I won't have to jet out and try to flip the show and get everything uploaded right away. I'm going to have hopefully a packed template of information to go through and things to talk about. So it might extend a little longer. So definitely show up at the beginning and hang out for the whole thing. Or if you can't get here at 6, stop in at some point to join us. So I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate everybody hanging out and being here all the time, every week. And it'll be weird to not log on tomorrow. I kind of eased into it with Thursday, Friday off last week, and we're gonna go cold turkey this week and shut her down, and we'll be back next Monday. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope this show will be around to start your week, to get you motivated, to get you rolling, and then we can catch up in other mediums throughout the rest of the week. Hope you have an awesome day. I hope you guys have an awesome week. Be sure to check it out at the Telegram channel, or the Telegram chat at t.me/lots chat. You can find out more at thelotsproject.com, or you can hit the Amazon storefront, which I hope you do as you're doing your holiday shopping, at amazon.com/shop/thelotsproject. That is my Amazon storefront. It gets you into all of my tracking, way better than going to individual links. But if you check out the YouTube channel and all the product reviews, they all have affiliate links that you can click on and help support the show. Guys, I appreciate it. It's been a long run. It's pushing on 3 years. I contemplated going to the third year and changing then, but it was just the right time to do it here. And hopefully we'll see all you guys next Monday morning.
shining